Okay, so this is my creative project called Seeing Green. And so some background behind this. So the color green, especially in nature, has been significant to me over the past 13 or 14 years. And so in recent years and through my past work in public health, I have also learned about the different benefits of green spaces, et cetera, on mental health. So I guess in a sense, like spiritually and personally, the color green has meant something to me. And I'm not going to go into detail of why, but there is something that happened that, like a shift. Like my favorite color is blue, for example. It's not necessarily green, but green has its own kind of place in my life. I guess actually cerulean is my favorite color. But anyways. So, with this Seeing Green project, so first off, it captures that green aspect right off the bat. It doesn't have to do with envy or anything like that. It's just seeing the color green. And I guess that's how I would kind of described. I had, you know, something that happened in my life, and shortly after, like seeing green was, it was just like a different experience. Green was more vibrant. It was like beautiful. It was like the color green, like something happened with the color green in my life. I'm out in nature, for example. And so that's another reason it's called seeing green. So that is the like background. Um, Also, in terms of this kind of creative project, I wanted to tie together my different strengths and interests. So this includes narration, my voice, and just wanting to create some content that was not really emotionally draining. Um, and when I say like narration in my voice, so in the past, I have done a lot of like narration projects, or you don't necessarily volunteer for narration. Somebody picks you, so I've been picked to narrate things. And other people have said that they like listening to my voice. Even if they don't listen to what I say, they like listening to my voice. So this series was also an acknowledgement of that. I don't want to necessarily invest too much time and energy when people would rather listen to my voice than listen to what I say. So this project was another kind of public outlet um, to share that, right? And um, I also include some music, some background music, and this is to kind of keep the flow, but limit the word count, so limit what I'm saying, and to kind of still give that, you're supposed to be seeing the green, but you can also listen. It just kind of depends on how you want to experience the project. That's all of that's all of it wrapped together. The green, some limited words, some music. Yeah. And so ultimately, this project provides quick, uplifting reflections that are inspired by the calm and energy of nature's green spaces, and also just like the color green. So some of these things, they're not necessarily like green spaces. It's just the color green. So each video pairs simple thoughts with gentle visuals, giving you a moment to breathe, reset, and see possibilities in a fresh way. And so even one of the ways that I want to kind of use this is if you can't get outside um, to see the green, you can kind of still have your green experience at your computer. The videos aren't that long. And then, so this project again took like multiple tools and resources, a whole bunch of different tools and resources to put together. So then I reached a spot that I was comfortable with, that I thought was good enough. And released them. There's 10 videos. I released them, over 10 weeks. Then I've kind of shared the playlist here and there. But I did take a break from kind of listening to it. And when I came back, I was really encouraged by how even the words and everything were very encouraging and refreshing for me for the stage of life I was in. So that was a really kind of great thing for me to see. It's that coming back to the project, I wasn't necessarily expecting to be encouraged and refreshed, but I had the time to sit down and kind of like listen from start to finish. And I was really glad that I did. So I hope that it can be something helpful for other people. And I mean, there's 10 videos, so I'm gonna, play a few on here that you can listen to. So here's one of them. It's called, and they have like different titles. So this one's called The Textures of Green.
Better days are still possible. The future can surprise you in the best way.
And so yes, like the
You
images,
haven't
they
met all the
shift.
people or places that will change your life.
So this is one of the kind of slower ones, but it's supposed to give you that pause.
There is more ahead than what you're leaving behind.
Okay, so there's more there. At the end of each of these, I say, "This is seeing green. Here's to your next chapter." That's what I say at the end of each of them. And so, it's not perfect, but that's kind of the gist of how one of these is. And I'm going to share a few more. This one is called Evergreen Delights.
You've done hard things before. You're more capable than you realize.
So one thing I did do was go by and like pick out images and the background music. So that was kind of time and labor intensive, but I tried to make the green pop even more.
Strength is built in small daily choices. Trust the resilience you've already proven.
Well, yeah, and then some songs were replaced, or I had to replace them because of the YouTube music, like copyright thing. Okay, so there's like the gist of that one. Let's go to the next one. Because they have different sounds.
Life leaves little hints.
I think this is one of my most kind of somber sounding ones.
Pay attention to what energizes you. Opportunities often arrive disguised as challenges. The right path feels aligned, even if it's hard.
And then I guess I'll play a little bit of one more.
Every season brings something different. Some seasons are for planting, others for harvesting.
And so, like I said before, I hadn't looked at this for a while, and then I came back and I watched everything from start to finish. And I felt really refreshed and that it was just relevant to where I was in life. So I was glad I had put this together, even if it's
Change is
not
natural,
perfect.
it's how we evolve.
Yeah, so I have 10 videos and they're all in this playlist. They're all, maybe around 3, 4 minutes for the most part. But yeah, that's Seeing Green, and I think it's public. It may just be unlisted. But yeah, thanks for listening.